refunding would be, and when might we expect that to come in front of us?
That was about 2.2 or 2.4 million, I believe. We're looking to see what additional new money borrowing that we will be looking at as well, trying to minimize issuance costs by combining the refunding and new money issue.
Thanks.
But yes, you should be getting it, perhaps you'll see the first of it even in a couple weeks.
Thank you.
Mr. Rosbeck, did you have a question?
I was noticing that we're projecting for 2010 that 99% of the employees would be paid by direct deposit, and we're currently at about 80% or so. So how do we get there? Do we start, are we just saying you're going to be paid by direct deposit, or?
Council, actually, we've been saying that. We have, at this point, I think, two holdouts, and then also the more casual type employees. We're still printing checks for them, and that's just a matter of at some point we'll kind of put the push on them as well. We do have the ability to require payment through direct deposit.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No.
Mr. Anton?
Just a footnote to Bob on the refunding of the bonds, and talking with our financial advisor, it looks like we may even have a shot at getting a AAA rating rather than the AA2 at this point, depending upon whether we continue to go with Moody's or Standard & Poor's, which may be a basis point or two improvement of the bond issue. We got a AAA rating, which is the best you can get.
This is good. Any other comments or questions?
Just on that, is there a cost or anything of that sort involved in switching rating agencies, or is it just a matter of stopping doing conference calls with one and starting with another?
Yeah, that's precisely the question I asked, and they felt it probably was Mox Nick 6 of one, half dozen the other. You're going to pay one way or another. It's more what effect will this have on the long-term relationships that I'm concerned about. You know, we've been with Moody's for many years, and we go to Standard & Poor's, which is, its main competitor, and both are very, respected bond agencies. So that is still a work in progress. But I would guess that perhaps there might be a slight savings, if any. But the real savings would come if we could get the higher bond rating, and that would probably be several basis points. That's what you'd pay, and that could be significant on a $2 million plus bond issue.
Yeah.
Anything else?
If I might add, in terms of the difference between a AA2 and a AA1 rating is about 10 basis points. Last time I saw figures on that.
Another question occurred to me. Speaking about payroll, in one of the recent payroll stubs, I seem to recall seeing there was a blue form or something like that where employees are able to get their payroll information by email instead of having it printed out, which I haven't gotten around to doing yet. But I'm wondering how many employees are switching to that to go paperless on the payment device.
Council, most of our employees that are on direct deposit are now getting their payment devices electronically. Comes in the form of an email, and so it's great. It saves us a lot of paper costs. The paper that we'd otherwise be printing it on, as well as the envelopes that we're stuffing them in, saves us the trip of delivering these over to all the various departments, so on. So it's been very helpful. It's part of this, it's called the TOPS, Tyler Output Processor, that was purchased at the same time as the project accounting system. And this is really just the first application, I think, that we're using this on. And IT has been working on that, and as well as other uses for it. Essentially, any kind of a report that we would otherwise mail out can be sent through email or other sources too.
Other questions? Any other business? Thank you to the 3 department heads for your presentations. With that, I believe it's about 1 minute to 6 o'clock on where you have a real clock. So,
4 minutes.
oh, mine says 1.
Mine says 3.
Okay, an average would be 2.5 minutes before 6. With that, I'll adjourn the workshop, and we will have our regular meeting starting at 6:30.